Peeps, what's up? It's your boy Metaphysical Marc here. Sorry for the delay, but like I have been posting and spoke about before and earlier on in the week, I have a special guest that's coming on live with me today. Her name is Lady Holly, and she's an artist, author, and just an overall conscious creator. And I just wanted to spotlight her and give her a chance to really share some of her experiences and share some of her story. And here she is right here. So I'm just bring her on and go ahead and hop into it. It's loading. But yeah, like I said, dope individual. Um, Met her through Clubhouse, a new app that everybody's connecting on and networking on. I do highly suggest it in that aspect for networking. I'm still trying to get used to it myself with the room setting and having people raise their hands to speak. It's just, I prefer Facebook and Instagram, more so Instagram. Um, so yeah, just waiting for her to connect. Let me try this again. We all know how technology is. But yeah, like I was saying, how y'all feeling with this retrograde? How y'all feeling with these cosmic energies that's um, you know, hold that thought. As you can tell, these technology
Technology,
technology, hey, how you
technology, fuck it
doing?
up. Technology,
Technology,
fuck it
hey,
up.
retrograde,
Technology.
retrograde.
Woo! Oh, goodness.
How you doing? How you doing?
I am doing well. How are you? I am
I'm
so
good.
sorry.
I'm good.
People are like, you coming out? I was like, stop texting me. I'm coming. I am coming.
Hey, no, I definitely understand it. I definitely understand it, especially with everything that's going on. It's like trying to squeeze things, and then unexpected things coming up. It's like I said, it's the risk that retrograde, and obviously technology wouldn't let us connect for
Mm.
3 minutes. So
Technology was trying to take us down, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of technology. I'm not
so
scared.
how you doing today, by the way?
You know,
First and foremost.
so it's interesting, right? Today's been what's that? How's that song go? It's electric. Like, uh, I feel like I am doing the electric slide. This energy is is amazing,
Yeah, it
and
is.
I just feel like the universe was really trying to suck me into a vortex. Right?
Hmm.
There was so much going. There's so much going on energetically around the world, and I think what I was experiencing was that everybody's story, whether it was on Clubhouse, whether it was on IG, whether it was an email, whether it was on the phone, everybody's energy. Hey, Nico. Hey, Key. What's up? What's up? What's up? Our Shay Kings and Queens. I love y'all. Um, Everybody was telling stories about this negative and or complex series of just negative vibes. Let's capsulate it under that, right?
Hmm.
And I literally turned on from this morning my affirmations in the heart space. I'm a big dad room up. I am on Clubhouse. If you are, I think that's where we met actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were doing morning affirmations and some heart work, and from that moment on, I did a guided meditation in the love frequency of 512 megahertz, right?
Hmm.
And the album that I'm writing right now is called The Frequency of Love, right? And so love hurts, and it's Hertz, like the mega.
Mm.
Right?
I like it. Wordplay.
Um, so um, so it was like I had to raise that vibration um, and elevate my conscious presence to be in the now and to
Hmm.
be present because I have people who require me. quite frankly. I'm required to show up, right? I'm a healer. I'm a healer when, you know, so I'm required to show up daily because I have the download, because I know the knowledge, because I overstand, right? Mm. And people stop drinking out of plastic bottles. I'm just saying. Water can't vibrate in plastic. So even though you may get it in plastic, put it in some good glass. Okay? All right. We'll talk about that. That's a whole other
Copper.
stuff. You know, right. Yeah. Yes, Joe.
Well, before we start too deep, before we go too deep.
Yeah. Because I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to go. I don't have no water. I'm ready to go.
Just tell everybody just a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So I am on one side of the house, I am a indie award-winning artist, R&B. I write baby-making music, and I sing, I write, I produce, I vocally arrange. I hold space. I actually come to the studio sometimes and just pray your negative energy away, right? Because some people don't understand when you're around people who are creating, I call it a spiritual birth. Like my music, I talk about it sometimes when I'm getting close to the end as, you know, I'm like birth and crowning, like, you know, be like, oh, this thing goes hot. Like, we delivering this here, baby. Yes, you know, we delivering this here, baby. And to know the stages of what that's like. So energetically, when you're creating a song, so like from the first time you hear the rhythm, first time you hear the music to the first, then you start to, you know, put down what the bars are going to be, what the message is going to be, what the intention of the record is going to be, right? And if it's just a vibe, and if it's just you know, a mantra. I mean, sometimes, you know, I love, like, I love Lenny Wilson. 22 minutes of him talking about I love you, and he couldn't even get the word out. He was like, he was stuck. But it was that record was a vibe, and when somebody sings that to you, and he gets it, and when Yasin Bey, even in his, and he starts screaming, he starts getting into his moment. So, you know,
that's that energy.
There's definitely bless up. There's definitely something to when you're in that moment, right? Then there's sometimes when you get into, you know, singing it or performing it, that becomes even more of a vibe, even more of a it's because it's not a performance. You're writing it, so you're creating it. So I do that, right? So I do that for people, and I bring out that thing because it's not a performance. I'm not bringing out the performance, but I'm, you know,
bringing that creative energy.
Yeah. So when I went to the Fame School, right? So one of the reasons, you know, I am what I am. You know, people look at Debbie Allen and they look at Jim Moody, who was the acting teacher in the Fame movie, and I was like, yeah, I want that, and I'm going there, and I did. I went to both auditions for music and art and for performing arts same day. Wow. And got accepted, of course, to both. And so when you manifest, when you know you can manifest something, and then Jim Moody, who was the black actor in the movie, and then directed Yo Pizza, the Daddy Green's Pizza, and Uncle Skeeter, and My Best Friend's Wedding, and so on. You know, so his list of films go on and on. But as a mentor and a teacher and a really good friend, as an actor and fellow thespian, you know, I started my journey early on that regard. So in terms of knowing how to pull that, you know, fame costs, you know, and that kind of understanding that either you're doing it just for the money. There's money records. Don't get it twisted. There's absolutely records that, you know, that were just made for the money.
Yep.
And then there's music, right? And then there's music, and somewhere in there, especially with this, you know, the new wave right now, I feel like I'm anxious because I'm starting to go back and listen to Rick James albums. I need somebody to sing to me. I need somebody.
I feel you on that, though. I feel you. The old school soul.
I'm happy to be the old lady in the room. I'll be like, yeah, I need a good soul record. Because there's something about the fact that because of these devices and the fact that you're, you know, we're in this space-time continuum together with all of these airwaves and all of this energy, you guys forgot how to touch. And touch on so many levels, right? So I'm not just talking about physical touch, but that's the biggest one. Forgot how to touch each other in a way that resonates with your spirit.
Yep, that moves the soul.
To move your soul. Amen.
Right?
And that's unfortunate. And so my life evolved. 5 human beings came through my body, right? And chose me to be their parent. Chose me to be the vessel with which they were going to experience this plasma in their plasma. And so that's an honor, because some people cannot bear life, but to then bear 5 of them, and in total 8 souls or vessels that tried to come through my body, and 5 who made it to this earth, right, is deep. So I am a mother at the core. I'm very big on my root chakra, my womb. And so as I looked at my daughters one day, probably I'm a fairy godmama to the world.
I saw the comment. Yeah, I just saw it pop up.
I looked at my daughters around the dinner table, and one thing about my family is, it's a little bit Waltons nowadays, right? We've had our knockdown dragouts, but from being, sitting on sidelines of Cosby Show, and to Different World, to different, Eddie Murphy's run on NBC. I was able to be a fly on the wall through that whole process of his career.
That's amazing.
And so, to sit around the table and see my kids, and especially my female children, because at one point my abuela, and so I'm multiracial, and so
got you.
My abuela said to me, the only way to make a black baby is to make a black baby with a black man. And I said, oh, okay. That was a seed. She told me that at 11. Because at 5, I walked around and told people, I was like, I'm gonna have 5 kids. I got a basketball team. I'm gonna, so watch what you wish for.
Hey, kids speak volumes.
Yeah, oh no. If you want to understand what you forgot, watch a child.
Yep.
Watch a child.
Let them sit and listen to them. Have a conversation with a 5-year-old, and you will change your whole perspective.
They don't mix their words, their intention in the moment. They're present. And then their focus can shift on a dime, and then their intention is set, and they go on to the next thing. And when we get older, we forget that. We forget that we can
move on,
manifest what we want. Because half the time it is their desire is that they want a thing,
and they go get it.
And then they go get it.
And their whole focus is strictly on getting it. They don't care.
Hello. So we sit here with all of our big words, and sometimes they can just go point for something and get it. So trust me. So I started my holistic sex practice around pleasure, around orgasm, around people not finishing, worrying about the big finish, right? So know thy sex to know thyself is my practice. And I started out doing what was known from a one taste perspective as orgasmic meditation. Then I learned and went to the Rama Institute and did, tantric. You start going through, your spiritual journey in terms of amassing all your real credentials because you want to be able to enlighten on this journey. And I was like, no, my kids need to know that their sex is important, because when you understand orgasmic manifestation, and
that energy is powerful. Once you truly understand the energy that you're just using idly, you will be very scarce with how you spread it.
I don't play P&D games. P&D is real important to me on the field, because when you know that in that euphoric state of orgasm that you can manifest something, and you learn that childlike moment one more again, and you go, oh, I want X, and then you get it, that, baby, there ain't nothing like it. That's a high.
People don't realize it, like, you don't need anybody else either. You can do this by yourself. While you're already doing it by yourself,
you can do it by yourself.
Put intentions in it, because it'll benefit your life.
You don't need no stories. You don't need nothing. These right here, these receptors right here. The clitoris has 8,000. The penis has hello. We don't need no. I don't need no parasthetics, extra set of hands. I can take care of me all day. But even better, I can show somebody how to do it. So when we're in that connection,
that union is powerful.
So today we actually had a room, and we were, we uncoupled this whole moment of, you know, what is love and lust?
Mm-hmm.
What is, sex, and can you separate? And we were talking about, we talked about the gambit from BDSM to kink to, to everything. And so for me, I think one of the important parts was that I don't associate certain stuff with love, because that is a vibration.
Mm-hmm.
That is an energy. That is a space of creation. Whether one of my songs, I was like, let's have fun trying to make a baby. That means we're gonna go through all the steps, but we're not trying to procreate. We're gonna get it in a good, but we're not gonna procreate. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people are wrestling with their self-imposed limitations, and they have layers around this stuff that are confusing, or providing what I call the sonic jam to the frequency. You're jamming your own frequency with so much stuff that nobody, there's no rule book. Your rule book is with you and your creator, whoever you deem as your source, right?
Exactly.
And so on one side of the house, some people don't have judgment, and on the other side of the house, I know my
People
Savior
have a lot of judgment. Yeah.
died for me. No, Holly's on 12-step program. If you'd have told me I'd have had to put some thorns on my head and carry, I'd been like, oh, deuces. I'd have been like, Daddy, gotta go. Let's rock. Let's be out.
Hey, he tried. People forget that.
Like,
People,
gave it an all-college try.
people forget. He tried twice.
I was like, whoop, gotta go.
Like, hey, you sure about this? Because
it wouldn't have been me. I'm not built that for.
That's a big toll to take. What? But
yeah. So know that that's all of me, right? And so now I have my grandchildren. It's like, and so it's my grandbaby, and then my daughter is getting married, and so that union is creating 4 more. So she has now stepped into being a mother of 5.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you wish for. You walk around people. Now we truly have the Brady Bunch up in here. Good night, John. But that's awesome, because you know what that is? That's love frequency, right? And so his birth in a COVID pandemic taught us how to love again. We had forgotten. We were busy. Everybody was in their virtual places in the universe, finding themselves, right? Which is so good.
Yeah, definitely.
I have adult children, so finding yourself, and now being forced to isolate at a time of your life where you should be living your best life, right? What's that song? Living my best life, right? Is interesting. And so I came to drop this dime for you today. So I did my homework. I was like, I'm gonna do my pre-work, right? For my homework. It's like foreplay to the conversation, which is love-ism, the philosophy, the key that set me free.
The philosophy, the key. I like that.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Intentional pause. After these messages, intentional pause. Philosophy, the key that set me free. Love-ism, like that's the religion. That's the belief. That's the idealism of what we're here for. And the best word that we patent that. Put it in Webster. It's happening right now. Download came this afternoon. I was on the phone with my healers. I was like, all right, this is a new one. This is a download. This is a drop.
Good. Yep. You got that ping. Yep.
Ooh, because it's primordial. And part of it is what we don't understand is that part is the primordial. Yes, Nico.
Yep. Good job, Nico. I see you, brother.
Man, we see you, bro. And I put it on the daggone thing. I already put it in on the page.
How you pin? Hold on. You keep going. I'm listening.
Yeah. I don't know how you do it. You do it.
Me either. I don't know how to do it either.
No. So, and I took notes, right? Because I have to take notes. Like I love people who talk off the dome, but I like to prepare, just like I prepare for my sexcapades or my session or my meal. I need you to be a sous chef with your words, right? I need you to get it in and understand what the hell you were talking about sometimes ahead of time, so that you can design or curate the experience. There you go. I think now you can pin it, which is, there's a primal portion of who we are as the original humans on this earth in a melanin dominant body. And I say body because that's what most people understand. So I believe that I call me a plasma. This is my plasma. This is the
Yeah.
suit that my soul chose this trip.
Got you.
Right? So my
Mm-hmm.
plasma is gonna die one day, right? My plasma is gonna fail, even though I do all that I can to ensure that I treat it right.
Mm-hmm.
But it has a time limit on it, in a good way, right?
Yeah.
So, and don't ask me why I'm holding my phone when I got a whole thing that holds the phone. But I want it to, like I want it to be from this level. I want it to be in the mic. I just I felt
No,
that
I feel.
energy
Hey,
with the
I
mic.
feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
So
Background, backdrop.
it's my backdrop. So understand that I literally that felt like that we're from the planet. We are the cosmos and the planets, right? We are all access because life started in a melanin dominant body.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't even understand who the man was, and they talk about him in history with a Z, and I can't remember it off the top of the dome, but Lucy is the original mother,
Yeah.
right? So, Channel 13, we paid all that money to find the original human being. And, Channel 13 was doing their quest to find out where the humankind started. And y'all keep just denying the fact that it started in Africa. Let's
Yeah.
call it what it is.
It's and the fact that we came from a woman. Can we really talk about that too?
Hello.
Can we stop talking about I came out of a vaginal cavity that I never came out of a
Amen.
penal
Hallelujah,
shaft.
Jesus.
I've never
And
seen
for
anybody do it yet.
no, and you know what? Even if they get that so much, if they get to the point where they can impregnate a man, oh my Jesus,
Yeah, where are you gonna choose to try to get that out? You got
the strain of that humankind missed me with it. That's some stuff that the melanin recessive Martians, hint hint, no pun, Elon, that the melanin recessive light-eyed Martian are potentially may gravitate to, but not me. And it's interesting because there is this energy shift to this awakening in us that I'm all for, because what you are now is what you have been. What you will be is what you are now.
Mm-hmm.
I am a reflection of you. You are a reflection of me. I can be empty. You can be full. And because we share that energy, you will overflow so that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And the only misfortunate part of that, sorry about that, the eye itchy. The only misfortunate part of that is that everybody wants to own stuff. Everybody wants to possess it and be in control of it.
Yep.
And try to and then the mad scientists in the room want to figure out how to pull it apart so that they can control it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got COVID. In every sequence of events over our history, her story, the story, we have had something that has wiped out a subset of individuals.
Definitely.
Just it happens because we start to remember who we are. Some of us do, and then we have people who then manipulate the scenario. It's hysterical because my son is very naked walking past me, or sort of kind of naked. He was trying to avoid me being on camera. And I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna blow you up on camera, yo. We're not doing that today. It was cute. He did this like that walk with the leg. It's like, I'm not going to be seen. But we forgot in the silence of the beauty and the trees moment to breathe, to go touch earth, to reset in a way that if it didn't take you out, then you're supposed to be here for the next.
Yeah, evolution.
You better.
I tell people that all the time. I've been saying that's what I preach. Honestly, is that the evolution of man we've gotten so far away from where we are as a base that we have tried to evolve externally. So we can
Mm-hmm.
build as many devices as we want. We can go anywhere. But as a species, when Mother Earth starts to do her shift that she always does, because this is
Mm-hmm.
history and it does it in every single species, including ours, because people don't understand there was other humanoids on Earth before it was just Homo sapiens. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're not the only ones. We just survived. So
You better preach.
when we have to come again, we have to learn how to really evolve and actually fix ourselves to actually integrate that evolutionary, trait to be able to survive the next wave. Because as you can tell, it's getting hotter. Things are getting,
It's
even more
getting hot
vicious.
in here, so hot.
Earth is she doing her thing. She doing her getting back into homeostasis with or without us. And it's been proven they don't need us to survive. COVID showed us that in 2 weeks. Everything came back in 2 weeks that we thought it would take years. Came back in 2 weeks. So it shows us just our significance and just how little we are to the planet as well, but how much impact that just our little beings are causing the whole collective. So I feel like this next evolutionary wave is gonna be an awareness of an evolutionary wave and in a conscious embodiment of this light body and the understanding of the spirit, so then we can evolve and unlock parts of ourselves that they call junk DNA, which they just don't understand it. They don't want to, say I don't understand this. They wouldn't call it junk, because ego runs the world and they just too big headed to really say they don't know anything. We all are always learning all the time. So I haven't found one absolute thing, not even gravity. So but with that being said, I definitely agree with you 100% with the way that we're going. And I feel this time is so different because of this type of access.
Mm-hmm.
Never
Oh,
in a point in time in history have we had communication where I can be in Australia and you can be right here in America and we can communicate like we're next door. So the passing on of information and consciousness, the evolution is what I would call the thief in the night. Is
woo!
we looking right at it, and people aren't on it yet, but they'll see the correlation with everything once
Well, and
once we keep moving things forward.
my thing is to also just so the technology is supporting is the mechanism, right? So the
Hmm.
mechanism has to allow us to get back to the holistic aspect of who we are. Like there's so what's beautiful about Clubhouse in a sense, and I'm not preaching on in terms of the vehicle, but what it had to allow for us to be able to touch each other out of isolation for some, because
Hmm.
I didn't have that problem. I have a humongous basketball team, so we weren't isolated.
Yeah.
um some people were absolutely alone. Some people, and if you don't like yourself, isolation is not friendly.
Yep.
If you don't like the partner that you got locked up in the house with,
Yep.
isolation led to domestic violence at an
Hmm.
all-time high.
Yep. And alcohol was still
Alcohol.
open. There,
What?
it was
They were like, oh
essential.
no,
It
go
was
get that
essential.
alcohol.
It was like it was
If the
essential. I'm
COVID
like,
won't kill you,
what?
if the
People
COVID
can't
won't
go.
kill you, you'll die
Fathers
drunk.
can't go see their babies in the womb. They can't even go to appointments, but you can go get alcohol. That's you telling me that's what our country's on right now. I was blown away when I heard that. I was like, if this doesn't tell you guys you need to wake up, then it's
Yo, I
they don't care.
literally. So you remember that song was like, "Wake up, all the children, no more." So like that one, and people make the world go round. That people make the world go
Mm,
round. Like that song right there resonated for me in a way that was so powerful because for the first time, and I've been in this house for 12 years, and we see the flora and fauna a little bit in the deer, no, in the bunnies and in the chipmunks. But
mm.
this year, we were sitting, and my daughter was pregnant, and so in ushering in and creating a nest for my grandson, because we all chose to, they all selflessly chose to come home so that we could birth a COVID-free baby, because. So I had all of them for the first time in a long time. Everybody was, we were up in here. But the sparrow was singing this song to the point where when I heard the notes, sang it to my daughter. We played it on the keyboard, and then we searched it up on Google so we could figure out what kind of bird it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so once we told them at dinner, I was like, "Yo, we got a sparrow," and then we knew what kind of sparrow, and it was like this, Bill Nye the Science Guy kind of moment, knowing that Jen. So we were like, "All right, Jack Sparrow," and so he was every morning giving us this melody. And from a you can't see the forest from the trees perspective. So then he was here, the bunnies were here, the chipmunks were here, the fox came, the geese were here, and then the deer came. And I was like, yo, what's happening? Because we stopped that they felt safe to come back out into Mother Earth in a way that we weren't ready.
They felt the vibration. It was settled. It was calm. It was...
The flora and fauna in Italy, in Venice, came back to restore the reef. They've been underwater in sewage for 2 decades.
Yeah.
And in less than 2 months?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And we think that Mother Earth didn't take her shit back and was like, oh, sit the hell on down.
Exactly.
Let me reintroduce myself. My name is what? She came and sat us down. She was like, okay.
She started with them fires. It was like, okay. People was like, okay. I'm like, them fires started a lot. It started a lot.
And then just, what was it, yesterday? That ice slick in Texas?
Yeah, that caused all them the 100-car pile up. It's crazy.
Why did they have ice though?
It's been cold, like people, because I'm originally from Florida, so right now I'm in Colorado actually. So like it's freezing here. I'm like, it's cold, but back home people are like, it's cold. I'm like, cold. They're like, no, like ice, like low key snow cold. I'm like, and then I saw it was supposed to do the same thing it did in Georgia. Remember a couple years ago when people were just sliding off the road? People were getting out of their car just walking because they was like, we can't drive because they were just sliding.
They act like they're not from New York and don't know what some snow is. But
they know they know what snow is. We don't got no salt truck, so like
we gave them salt truck. New York gave them salt truck. Come on here.
It take a minute. It take a minute for us to get used to. We Southerners, we don't got to deal with that stuff. We gotta adjust. We gotta adapt and evolve. Evolve to the climate change.
Yo, but but that's real though on so many levels. And I want y'all, right? I want y'all to understand. So this healing from trauma, right? So even though it is what it is, it is a form of trauma. And there will be people who have PTSD from this trauma in a way that is going to rivet us all, right? But understand that we are in tune with the planet and the cosmos, and we need to turn on the full access to our emotional realities.
Yeah. Activate them light bodies.
Yeah. We need to bathe in light. We need to bathe in love. We're going in at deeper levels. We're going in at people choosing to free themselves of things that don't serve them in a way that allows them to walk in the light. And so when you walk in the light and you vibrate high, I want to get to the, like, if I could levitate, I'm already Wonder Woman. This movie showed me that I got my plane, because we had to catch, my storyline had to catch up. I got my plane and a bitch can fly. Okay? All right. And a bitch can fly.
I ain't never understood that.
Dorothy.
An invisible plane at that.
No, that was me. That's her doing that. That's her.
Making it invisible?
She makes it. Her vibration made the plane invisible.
Wow.
Her vibration causes her, when she get a can of act right. See, in the film, we tried to play me like I wasn't a boss. When she ain't figured out how to own me. She holding on to the mortal man. She need to go. That's why in the next storyline, we leave we get rid of the mortal, because every time we descend to earth and we go play with the mortal, we get caught in this mortal experience. And I'm so sorry, but I know who I am as a superhero. I got the download. I know who I am. I am Wonder Woman. Let's not get it twisted. And people go to me, well, what are you looking for? And I'm like, my Superman. I'm tired. I did the mortal man experience so that I could birth the babies on this planet, but I will ascend up out of here. This plasma is a suit. If you saw Avatar, my avatar, I don't care. When I come back, I might come back as a rich white woman's dog. I don't know. With all that I know now, I don't know. But I'm going to ascend out because I'm a god amongst men. And so when I say that, it's not a bodacious, braggadocious moment. It's that we all have the ability either to remember or not.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to Queen Hotstep Soups, hot chicken soup, right? Hot step soup. She was the only female who got revered as a priest. So think about the way the pyramids are formed. She's the only one. All the rest are men.
Yeah.
And her brother, cousin, son, half stepson cut her ear off, defiled the temple because they were mad because she was a boss bitch and came in there and claimed her shit. And then when the priests allowed her to have this temple built, when I tell you, when I go there, I literally walk up those stairs and I walk through the door and I go, honey, I'm home. And every time I go, people look at me like I'm out of my crazy ass mind. But I'm not out of my crazy ass mind.
Yeah, you're just in that resonance. That's all.
That soil is me.
No, I feel you.
That's where I was forged from.
Yeah.
So know that the practice of our work, your work, the healing of this generation, or to be left legacy wise for the next generation, is real. And unapologetically to be taken so seriously, because there is nothing that a melanin dominant person needs other than to remember. And I love my melanin recessive folk because they'll go write a book about it real fast, right? And they do the research and they publish the book. The minute that we remember, it's over for that. Yeah. The minute that we came here without a language and united and built this country, you can't deny us what awesomeness as beings we are. And I'm not, this is not a racist issue. This is,
no, I know what you mean.
I talk as human, Hueman. We are humans. Yeah. If I cut you and, if I cut my German grandmother, we gonna bleed red. But we are all flowers from the garden. And so I'm a lily, right? I'm a Stargazer lily. And if if you're a daisy, I don't look at you, I don't look down at you, because I don't smell like you, and you don't smell like me. And I definitely don't look at the roses and be like, bitch, you a bad bitch. I'd be like, hey, girl. It takes nothing away from me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ashe, Nico. It takes nothing away from me to be in me, loving me,
every
living
bit
authentically. And all I got to do is blossom and flourish. Because if I look over there and I see that you blossom, you're in a different cycle than me. So maybe I bloom April to whatever, and you bloom, and then there's some that are evergreen. Because there's some of us that are flowers. Some of us are trees, right? And all of this is seeds for our legacy for this next generation, because we have to. It is imperative to keep doing this work. So regardless of whether I sing it, whether I say it, whether I manifest it, I'm doing this work because I never know the power of where my voice goes.
And you have a voice for a reason. That's what drew me to you, is because it resonated. Like, people say that to me a lot, like your voice. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but as I grew older and really understood why my voice, because before I was in choir in middle school, as a lot of people don't know. I was in choir for 3 years. So I've been loving music for a very long time. and I
Yes.
actually was my voice was so high I sung alto. So like it went from I was up there
What?
to dropped down here in ninth grade. So my voice has
Wow.
been down here, like how it is now, since I was 14 years old. So growing up, I was like, oh, I hate my voice. But now I love my voice because I know how to direct it and I know how it vibrates. I understand the depth of it because of the vibration. So when I speak, people
Yes.
feel me.
Yep.
Literally, like they can like if I talk and I'm sitting in the chair, you can see the chair vibrating just because of my voice. So I get the power and the understanding and the resonance behind it. And I felt that same way when I heard you
Yep.
talk on Clubhouse. I was like, hi. And then the dangerous saying, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely adding her right now. That was the first thing I said. I was like, hey, Lady Holly, I'm about to add you right now. We gotta go live. We gotta talk. We definitely gotta sit down.
And I loved you for it because that was like so special. Like that was like, whoa. It was like, and I've heard that before. So like when I went to Russia
Mm,
to live in 1995, I fell in love with the deaf community in a way that was so special because here I am. I get off the plane. I know some of the language, but I don't know enough.
mhm.
And because sign language was developed here, the deaf people in Russia knew English.
Got you.
And because my dad, so because my dad was, he was sight challenged, and he encouraged us to learn, like to understand how to handle the deaf, the blind, and so I loved ASL, and so I knew sign language. So
Mm,
here I am in the middle of like my set, having this whole conversation, and I'm spelling out the words. I don't have the, you know how they have the idioms and some of the other words in their slang. They have, of course, they're in Russian, but for the most part, we could vibe. And it wasn't until I took a break. I went to go to Estonia and Finland and some other places to go get my passport renewed. And I came back, and that night I sung in Red Square. And one of my friends was up against the speaker, and I said, "What are you doing?" He was like, "I love you. I hear you." And I said, "You
mm,
hear me?" And he was like, "No, no, no. It's not that I hear you.
vibration.
I feel you."
Mm.
I was out. I said, "Oh,
That's
I was like,
powerful.
he
That's
feels."
powerful. That's
I was like,
powerful. It's
I was
powerful.
like, I get it. I was like, I get it. I get it. You know, I get it. And it took me a while to understand and to validate myself enough to understand that there was power in my voice.
Hmm
So um, to know that that is something that even last night somebody in the room said, "Lady Ali, oh my God, I love your voice." And I said, "Wow." And I feel like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. It's your voice.
it definitely is in everything that comes with that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's such a power when you understand your gift and you use it and you live in your purpose. It's such a powerful thing,
Yeah, man.
truly.
I got two theme songs. So like when my phone rings, people hear the old Wonder Woman theme, and then Hans Zimmer gave me that na 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 na, and I was like, "Yo, don't discount my new theme song." I was like, "Don't discount it." And there's only a few of us that form the Super Friends, and it's okay that some of us don't remember that we're superheroes.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a timeline thing. Everything happens for a reason. I'm a strong, firm believer of divine um, plan and planning and timing.
mhm.
So
Planning
you
and
know,
placement.
everything happens for a reason, and every course has its lesson to go with it. So, um, like I said, I appreciate you so much. And before we get out of here, just tell everybody where they can find your music at, because
Oh, I'm on iTunes. I'm Lady Holly. I think on iTunes they space it out. So even though like on Clubhouse I put it together because I always wanted it together, iTunes spaces it out. Spotify spaces it out because
mm,
grammatic
it's not
correction.
correct. Yeah.
Um, because Lady Gaga came out as Lady Gaga on the platform first, so hers is spaced out. Mine was supposed to be Lady Holly, all one word. But hey, it is what it is. So Lady Hollywood on Instagram. Only thing I'm not on, I'm socially full. So the only thing I'm not on is TikTok. I did it for 2 minutes and then I
Yeah,
was
me too. They were like, you need to get in TikTok and do it. I was like,
I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of time. Like that's one of
Clubhouse
my
is even getting me. I'm like, I'm dipping my
no.
toe in, dipping it
I've
in, dipping
weaned
it in.
myself. have weaned myself, and I'm on the edge of like, oh my God, they're gonna open it up to the masses. I was enjoying the Prada Louis Vuitton experience.
Yeah.
It was curated.
The invite only type of feel.
Yo, I mean, you know, my bougie, my block, bourgeois, you know, little moment of this curated experience to know that only like-minded, that's so funny. iPhones, like-minded individuals who had iPhones, you know, because there's a choice to be a PC or an iPhone. There's a choice to be a Tesla or a Toyota. You know, like, come on. There's choice, right? There was Burger King, there was McDonald's, there was a choice. And there's Wendy's, and then there's In-N-Out Burger. Like, you have choices. And so this was a curated experience for the early adapters who were iPhone, like who were Mac loyalists, right? To who were iPhone loyalists to get in this thing. And now we've developed this world, and then they get to come on in the room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if Louis Vuitton doesn't go on sale, Tesla ain't giving me no discount on buydirect.com. I'm just saying.
But you know how that you already know how that go though. As soon as some catch wind to the light, they seize possessions, like we was talking about earlier.
But do this. Make sure you get your Agora stock before they open this doors up, and be sitting ready for this IPO. Put your coins together, get your Bitcoins, whatever you want. Agora is the technology underneath Clubhouse.
Oh yes, thank you for this, because I was.
Hello.
Thank you.
What we're not gonna do, brown people,
is sit around and not hop on these opportunities.
Because we made it what it is. Let's be clear.
These are facts.
Shout out to Bomani X, because there's something about his picture that was my vibe. Mm-hmm. The fact that he was mute, so they used us. They hoodwinking me, right? Because they used his energy to get me in there with his guitar and his wild natural.
Thinking it's going to be like a very cool type of vibe, and like
so boom, it set the tone. And now I don't even know who that. When I look for the app now, I'm like, who that? Oh, that's it. I don't remember. Like I don't resonate to dude. I don't even know I didn't even go in the room to find out who the hell he is. I don't care. I want Bomani X back. Is what I want. I love the Bomani X for 2 weeks. I think in November into December.
Yeah.
And his whole damn cell phone number in his damn thing, and you could call him if you wanted to, and you could sit in a room with him while he was just playing his guitar and sing along like we were at the fireside chat for real.
Yeah.
Like he set the tone. So you use music entertainment to get us up in there. And now I feel like we're overrun with tech and TED Talk people.
No, you definitely are. And the entrepreneurs that's teaching you how to flip $200 to $2,000 and all those. And it's like, I just want genuine conversation. That's why I be dipping in and out, because it's like.
And while that had value, it has value. And now, have you noticed? Have you noticed? So I thought that they were going to make it so that people couldn't do special characters, but now are you seeing that there's this whole hiragana and katakana in rooms, and you don't know what the title is because the shit is not in English. And I'm like, yo, what the whole fuck? That's not DEI compliant, Clubhouse. Excuse me. I'm feeling away.
You already know what's gonna happen though. It was just a matter of time until they conformed and try to. I'm waiting to see if Facebook or somebody try to buy it out. I'm waiting to see if that happens.
So bust it right here, and like you said, we ain't got to script this. It's going naturally. The universe is going to show up. Had this conversation with my mentor, and so literally, if Zuckerberg, because what I think is going to happen is that they're coming down on him for having a conglomerate, but I feel like he will ditch, that they will buy it, kill it, and it becomes a part of Instagram.
Yeah, no, definitely.
For me, it won't be a bad thing.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. No. So I've been looking forward to it. I've been looking for the update of, hey, now you can talk and
Yep.
I'd be surprised if they don't have this in like a chat room where you have, you know what I mean? I might be saying too much. They might be listening.
No, not they might. They are. We gave them our data.
Pay me for these ideas, baby.
No. If you don't think there's a whole algorithm underneath Clubhouse that's transcribing those rooms, you'd be blind. You'd be blind. Like the fact that some people can, get to the record feature and some people can't, and then the bots.
Facts.
And then there were times when people were in the room and it was like a ghost was in the room. I was like, yo, because you go outside and you see their name, but you go inside and they wouldn't be there. And I was like, oh, that's that fuckery. This is
that's that bait. They want you to click. Yep. That clickbait stuff. Yep. That's how they do it.
I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm not with the shits, but I'm still on it because it's like there's a part of it that I will not unplug because we have developed a community and we're accessible. So I don't want somebody who is in trauma, who doesn't understand how to enjoy their pleasure. So on one side of the house, that kind of enlightenment to get a movement around sexuality. And now, Lord Jesus, everybody on Thursday night at 9:00 got a sex room. But it's all right. It's all good. But yeah, it's like, where there will always be exploration about certain topics. And so even now, what does it take to be, Martians or whatever, life past Earth or something like that. It's like, okay, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna be, because there's no time. And so if I want to go into a different dimension, I will. I just don't know that I want to go to Mars.
Yeah. I'm good on that.
I'm quite fine right here. I want to fix some Earth. How about that?
Fact.
And there are some places on Earth that I enjoy being. And so I just say to you, Ashe King, for allowing me an opportunity to come kick it with you.
No, thank you. Thank you. The pleasure is all mine. And I'm glad. And I know everyone that watched had a pleasure as well, too. And your energy, like I said, it's just, you know who you are. And I thank you for being you and expressing you so openly and spreading that light and spreading that love and helping others. It's so good to see that. And I'm the type of person that I love that. So I will bring people on like, no, come on, you finna come. I'm gonna show people you. I'm gonna show people you. I'm gonna show people you because
you said finish. You said you finna go.
That's that. That's that Florida talk. It slipped in there.
I heard it.
But definitely. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you and continue to just be you and keep spreading the love and just that energy. We need it.
Oh, amen. Like Ashe, Namaste, like all of the above, all the love from above. I appreciate you. And we're gonna keep doing this work.
Yes,
I see you around the house, and I will see you on Instagram. And please don't be a stranger, and know that if you need something, absolutely just holler. Sometimes we have not because we ask not. And any of my love beings, my love beings that are at the sound of my voice, whether you're watching this now or whether you're watching this now or later, know that if you don't reach out and you're struggling and you have not, it's because you asked not. And even sometimes if I am not the vessel, it's potentially the conduit to the help or the thing or the whatever it is that you potentially need, because it's not about me. It's about how the universe shows up and uses me.
Be the vessel. Amen.
All right, my baby. You have
Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. You too.
Anytime, baby.
All right. Much love.
Much love. Ashe.
I
don't know how to leave, so you're gonna have to hit the button.
All right, I got you.
I'm looking at it like, what do I do now? Because there's stuff pinned, and I'm like, what do I do? I have a smiley face. I don't know what to do with that.
All right, I think I got it. All right.
Bye, baby.
Bye.